Yes. Can you see the PowerPoint slide now?
Yes, teacher, we can see.
Okay. Okay. Welcome again. Last week we have discussed with you mostly SWOT analysis. And today we are moving on to vision and mission of the company. This is very much related to the planning aspect of strategy, planning aspect of management, guys. And some of you make us remember what were SWOT analysis, what we were using, how we were using SWOT analysis to make a internal analysis of company and external analysis of company. What was SWOT analysis? Anyone want to talk about this before starting? Can you hear me? Is there a problem with this voice? Can you hear me?
Yes, hocam, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
Sans wrote just there's a problem. We cannot hear you, but I hope this is okay. Okay, my question is, what was SWOT analysis? Last week we have discussed this. Anyone want to talk about it? Just to remember what we have talked last week and how these are related to this week's topic. I want to first listen to you guys.
Yes, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Can the girl speak first? I'm sorry for that.
You can
Of
continue
course.
if you want, no problem.
No, ladies first.
Okay, thank you. The SWOT analysis is a way to assess our company. The main points are strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So we see our pro and cons of our company. And yes.
Okay, thank you, Ayşe. Ali, you want to add something on?
Yes, teacher. Actually, I wanted to say the same. Actually, she said everything I wanted to say about how it relates to the business and what does it stand for. It stands for weakness, opportunities, and threats. And
Okay, then let me ask you this, Ali. What is the difference between a strength and opportunity?
excuse me, teacher. I didn't hear you.
What is the difference between a strength and opportunity?
Strength and opportunity.
Yes.
Strength, I think it's internal, and opportunity it's external factor.
Yes. This is the point. Yes.
Yeah.
So similarly, weakness and threats are also like that, right?
Yes.
Weakness is internal, threats is external. Okay. Any other one who want to talk? Who want to contribute? If not, we can continue. Thank you for your contributions. While doing SWOT analysis, we want to learn the company's current situation, right? And we do it in two ways. First, looking at the internal aspects of the company's own characteristics, which we analyze with strengths and weaknesses. And then we look outside of the company, right? The external conditions that company cannot have a control on them. And by this way, we make a current situation analysis in the SWOT, okay? And it's very starting point of developing your plans. If you want to plan something, you need to know where you are, how strong you are, what are your problems, right? If you want to build up a strategic plan, let's say, if you want to make some plans for the future, if you want to take some decisions to increase your profits, for example, first you need to know where you are. And an important thing, an important characteristic of it, please mute yourselves if you don't want to talk. Okay. Yes, today we will talk about vision and mission statements. Okay. I think you are familiar with these concepts. I mean, when you go to a company's website, you can see this information, right? There are fancy sentences. Our mission is that. Our vision is that. So what are these? What are these mission and vision? Why do we need that in management? We'll talk about this. First of all, a vision is something about future. Okay. I mean, vision, the word itself means looking up the future, right? The vision, the long, in the long run, in the future, where do you want to be, where you are going, right? Which markets do you want to pursue? Which products, markets, customers, technology do you want to do? You want to engage in future? What kind of company you want to create, right? Not only the company. What kind of a society that you want to create, right? By your company. This is vision. This is vision. Okay, this is vision. So you create a future picture for you, okay, in vision, so that you can motivate yourself to reach that vision. I mean, vision statements are important. What's a mission statement then? A mission, the main difference, while vision is focusing on the future, mission focus on present, okay? What do we mean by present? I mean, a mission statement needs to clarify who you are, what your company is doing, okay? So your current products and services, so your current customer needs that you serve, right? Your current technological business capabilities. And actually it gives you why do you exist, I mean, why your company exists in the first place. Why our society needs your company, right? Mission statement actually gives that. I mean, I am here because I want to serve to this need of the society, okay? So I am producing these products. I am producing these services. I mean, I am doing this. And actually in both these mission and vision statements, you somehow communicate with the public, okay? Communicate with your customers, as well as your own workers, okay? This is important. So for mission, or also we call it a purpose, the main question, what is the core purpose of the organization? As we say, what do we do and for whom we are doing this? For vision, it's kind of an ambition, okay? So where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in maybe 100 years? What are your aspirations, your ambition? I mean, a vision statement is generally something is not realistic. I mean, for example, not every vision statement can be achievable, but it gives you a motivation, okay, to go there. So if you can consider it in that picture, a mission is the starting point of view, your position, right? And vision, where you want to be in the future. The main difference is that, okay? One is current situation, the other is future perception. So in a vision statement, you need to describe in one sentence your big vision for the ultimate goals that you wish to achieve through your business over the long term. I mean, okay, for example, you are producing electricity cars, right? Electric cars, I mean, it's your mission, your current state of business. It describes you. I am a company that's invests in electricity car technology, let's say. This is your mission. But what is your vision then, right, in here? Your vision is to change all car industry, all automotive industry in an environmental friendly place, right? Not using fuel oils, not consuming the natural resources of our world, not polluting the air, but using green, environmental friendly electricity cars, right? This is the vision. I mean, actually, this is something that you want to achieve, but most probably you cannot achieve this, right? Because, I mean, in the future, we know that electricity cars will be more available. However, it is not up to you, right? I mean, you are just one company. Maybe you are just producing thousands of cars every year. I mean, not that huge, big numbers that you can reach, but your vision is something bigger. Your vision is changing all the industry, right? contributing to the environment of the world, contributing to the environmental friendliness of the industry. I mean, no one will question you if we cannot achieve this vision, right? Because it's very hard, but it gives you a motivation. It gives you a perception in the eyes of the customers as well. Because customers think that, okay, they have a vision to change a good thing in our world, right? So I like this company. I want to buy an electricity car. Because I share this vision. I think that fuel oil cars polluting the air, and I don't want to be a part of this. I want to buy their products, support them. See, I mean, a vision statement make a connection between you and the customers, okay? But a mission statement is clearly what you are doing, okay? You need to state it there. I mean, your customers, your stakeholders need to see that, why you exist, why you are here around. Mission statements, by the way, can be done at a company level and also functional department level. What do we mean by that? I mean, a company have an overall mission, but your functional departments like human resource department, sales department, marketing department, they can all have mission statements, right? Like these departments' role, scope, direction, overall mission. I mean, a sales department mission is to increase sales, right? To make the logistics, to advertise the products, and the human resource department, for example, contributing to the human capital, high performance teams, individuals' potential, right? So this kind of mission statements can be not only one, but can be different between the departments. Of course, there needs to be an overall mission statement of the company, but each department themselves can create mission statements. Let's look at some examples about these examples. I mean, mission and vision statement, right? Because it's very common, and you will see them a lot when you enter a company's web page. Generally, there are some mistakes while writing these mission and vision statements. Generally, people make copy and paste because they don't understand the real meaning of these words, okay? The real purpose of mission and vision statement. So they just write some long sentences, okay, with cliche words, with cliche sentences, but it does not help us actually, okay? So let's see this. Let me read this, and you see how this is confusing. I mean, you enter the website, okay, a company, ABC HRM consulting company, and you want to know what they are doing, okay? So and you look at their mission statement, and they wrote this long paragraph. We here at ABC HRM Consulting Company strive to provide the best services possible to our valued customers to help them reach their goals. See, there are 4 sentences. We have no idea what they are doing, right? Because they say that they provide some best services, but what kind of a service is that? It's not clear. Their valued customers, I mean, to help them reach their goals, what kind of goals? Who are your customers, right? So we don't know something. I mean, you don't have it. Let's move to second sentence. We are confident that our innovation and commitment to quality. So what does that mean? Okay. Will ensure steady financial growth and help us become the best in the industry. So still we don't know what they're exactly doing, right? I mean, they mentioned some innovation, commitment, quality, financial growth. So how come? Global citizenship is important to us, and we always do business with integrity and professionalism. These are values that you engage in making business, but these are not mission, right? Of course, you need to do your job with integrity. Of course, you need to do your job with professionalism. You need to follow ethic concerns, right? But as you see here, we don't know what this company is doing. And most of the companies are writing some sentences like that. I mean, long, meaningless, I mean, not telling exactly what they are doing, right? Unclear, unoriginal, uninspiring, young, wordy buzzwords, too long. I mean, we don't understand something here. I mean, ABC HRM Consulting Company, what they are doing. Let's look at a better example. ABC Company energizes organizations to be great places, to do meaningful work by sparking insights, illuminating opportunities, and connecting people with shared ideas, beliefs, and values that foster leadership and success. Still, somehow it covers some purpose and strategy, but it is emotional, but it's still too long, right? Too long and dense. I mean, you just lose yourself. I mean, it's too long. It's better than the previous one, but it's not that good. Let's look at a better, even better example. ABC company energizes vibrant, purpose-driven organizations by embedding evidence-based people practices into advanced but accessible technologies. So now we see that they help companies embed evidence-based people practices. This is a HRM company, right? ABS, human resource company, helps companies, right? Evidence-based people practices to advanced but accessible technologies. So they use technologies, right, in HRM, and they help people to build up a better HRM manual. It's more, it's better. I mean, so as you see, short is better here. Mission and vision statements. Short, clear cut, I am doing this. Let's look at a bad example of the vision. Generally, okay, every company use these paragraphs in their vision statements, some of these parts, or maybe full of it. So we will be recognized in the industry or the market as the leader, okay, while ensuring the appropriate standards of safety, environmental protection, corporate governance are maintained, leveraging our brand value, thereby delivering customer values and building our future profits. So it's very cliche words, right? I mean, you put it in any company, it goes, right? I mean, it does not distinguish your company. Every company wants to be a leader in the market, right? Every company wants to maintain safety, environmental protection, right? Every company wants to increase their brand value, customer values, right? And everyone wants to increase their shares. So how come your vision is different from other companies? How come when a customer, when a stakeholder, shareholder, whoever is, read your vision statement, understand something different? So to be most successful computer company in the world at delivering the best customer experience in markets we serve. This is the vision statement of a computer company, I guess. It is good, right? So you want to be most successful computer company and best customer experience you want to serve in the market. So what is your point here in your vision? You want to be the worldwide successful. Maybe you cannot achieve this. It's a hard thing, but it's visionary. You want to be the most successful company. And you create it with customer experience, the best customer experience, okay? So, which means that you value your customers, you value your relations with them, and you propose something different, right? Let's look up some examples. Nike, for example, a vision of Nike. To bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. How does it sound to you? Is it a good one, inspirative one, or what do you say? Any comment? Right, you can talk however you want. You know the company Nike, right? You use their products maybe. And what they are doing, what is their mission? Nike, can you help me, guys? Any response from you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Please tell something. Some of you.
Yes, teacher, we can help you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So tell me.
But probably we can't help you.
No, you can help me. It's very easy, my questions. What does Nike produce?
Teacher, it's produce sport equipment.
Yes, sport equipment, right? Shoes, clothes, everything about sports. So, how come they are talking about inspiration and innovation, right? I mean, their visions. I mean, it's not actually, it's just a cloth, right? Actually. But when you look at their vision, they say that they want to give inspiration to every athlete in the world. Is it possible? Is it possible to reach every athlete by Nike? No, right? So, I mean, actually, it's impossible to reach every athlete in the world. But their vision is that, okay? First of all, it gives the company a motivation. They are serving athletes, they are serving sportsmen, sports people, right? And they bring them innovation. What kind of innovation is that? They say that our products are innovative, okay? Our products are high standards, and we use the last technology, and we want to offer our service to all athletes in the world. And also we want to bring some innovation, inspiration, right? So they have a famous motto, right? Impossible is nothing. It was Nike, I guess, right? Or Nike, I guess, yes. So they actually give a visionary message to their companies, and they catch their customers in that, right? This is important. This is how a good vision could be, okay? You see, it's just one sentence. It does not talk about having the market leadership, having the profits, having the customer segments, brand loyalty. They don't talk about this in their vision, but they briefly use key concepts, right? Inspiration, innovation, and they want to change the athletes. They want to make a good contribution to them. So similarly, let's look at Starbucks, right? What they are doing. They are selling coffee, right? It's a very basic thing. I mean, how come selling a coffee is related to inspiration, right? Or nurturing the human spirit. I mean, when you drink a coffee, actually, are you nurturing your spirit? Yes, maybe for some, right? But actually, they catch you with that, right? I mean, they are not proposing themselves, they are not giving themselves only a coffee servers, but they give you one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So it's nurturing your human spirit. So it gives a clear message. It gives a clear message to customers what kind of a brand it is, what kind of visionary things that they want to do, right? So Amazon, let's look at them. To be the most customer-centric company, customer-centric, that it's very important, key concept in the world, where people can find and discover anything they want to buy online. So actually, this is, I think, an old vision, but think about they have written this vision 15 years ago when they first established their company, Amazon, right? And buying online is not that common, was not that common at that time, but they have a vision of providing people all of the products online. Actually, now when we look at their performance, we see that they somehow very close to their vision, right? Not only Amazon, but with their competitors. I mean, when you think about Turkey, there are lots of online shopping companies, right? Hepsi burada, Gitti Gidiyor, N11, I mean, nameless, I mean, countless, many. And they created an environment, really, you can buy anything from online, anything online, right? So a vision is something like that. I mean, 15 years ago, they see that opportunity, they invest in that, they create the vision for them for the 15 years. And now, not only then they realize this mission with their competitors, all them together, actually somehow very close to create that, right? So this is what a vision is, guys. Okay, this is what a vision is. A vision must create some inspiration, some motivation. Yes, there are some other examples. Yeah. Any questions about this mission and vision, their difference, their importance, before we move on? Okay. What is a forecast? Forecasts, now we are in the planning phase, right? We still are planning. What do we want to do? What do we want to make? What are our goals, objectives? So to understand what are those, we need to forecast future. Forecast is making some predictions about future, okay? So either it could be a quantitative. Quantitative means something's numberable, statistical, okay? Forecasts. And it could be qualitative. It's more about the quality, customer judgments, okay? Your brand image. So a quantitative forecast, for example, you forecast that your market, your industry will grow 10% next year, okay? This is a forecast and numberable, statistical. So it's quantitative. And qualitatively, you see that, for example, you make a forecast that in the future, customers would give more value to customer orientation, for example, okay? Or to differentiation, for example. So it's a qualitative forecast. And you can develop 3 different competitive strategies with other companies, right? I mean, while you are making your plans, you need to also decide what kind of a competition strategy that you need to have. Competition means how do you deal with your rivals? How do you compete with them? Okay? I mean, it's a very general, very famous topic in management literature. You will see it a lot, but very briefly, let me mention that Porter, very famous management scholar, actually introduced these concepts in our lives. He says that a company could have 2 distinct strategies, 2 distinct competitive strategies. One is differentiation, which let a company making their services and products unique, okay? Adding them unique features that their competitors cannot do, cannot imitate. So because of that differentiated, the customers gives more value to them and they have a competitive advantage. In the cost leadership, however, the company can use efficiency tools and become a low-cost leader. What does it mean? He can control the production costs, service costs better than other companies. So this company can create their products, can produce their products cheaply, less costly than others. The very famous example of it, the cost leadership strategy, is the BİM, A101, these kind of supermarkets, right? Actually, they are engaging this strategy. They try to cut their costs in their operations. To be able to do that, for example, they only employ few people in their markets, right? For example, if you go to Migros or other some luxury kind markets, you see that there are many workers there, right? I mean, you cannot, for example, need to say, okay, anyone who is looking at the casa. I mean, someone is always there, and someone is always smiling you, welcoming you, and asking you questions, how can I help you? But when you go to a BİM, generally it's a very common situation. Some of the customers are shouting at anyone is looking here, I want to make my payments, right? But BİM actually employs less workers in the markets, and by this way they have less cost than other markets, right? And they also don't have much they don't spend much on the internal design of the market, right? They don't have fancy shelves, they don't have fancy stands. They just in a way that they put their products in the everywhere of the market. I mean, not that fancy, not that high quality thing, but actually they can manage it. By this way, they save the costs and they provide their products below the average of the market, right? I mean, you can see that they are cheaper than other regular markets in most of the cases. So this is cost leadership strategy. What is differentiation? I mean, the very famous example of it is Apple. I mean, you all have smartphones. You can use many brands, but if I ask you what is the best, I mean, or what is the most expensive one, maybe not the best, but most expensive one, it is Apple products, right? iPhone products. How come they can charge more than Samsung? How come they can charge more than Xiaomi, Huawei, any other brands? Because they have a brand image in their eyes of the customer, okay, with their uniqueness of their features. I mean, while rest of the other smartphones are using Android software, for example, it uses iOS specific to itself, and it's very user-friendly, right? Its design is very user-friendly, and by this way they can charge more than other companies by their brand image, because it's Apple, because it's iPhone, right? And they have better customer services. If you have a problem, you can change it in Apple Store very easily, right? But you cannot do it in other brands. I mean, so they actually, by these features, they create a differentiation strategy. So are we clear about this differentiation and cost leadership? I mean, it's very a brief introduction of this, but in the future, in our course and in other lectures, you will see it in detail, the difference between cost leadership and differentiation. What about the third one, focus? Focus means a company can concentrate on a specific regional group, customer group, both in differentiation or cost leadership, okay? I mean, if you have this, you have a focus strategy. I mean, you are a differentiated company, but you only focus on a narrow group. You are a cost leader, but you only focus on a narrow target group, customer group, specific customer group. That's what we call a focus strategy. Yes, now we come to the key tasks in planning process. We talk about vision, mission, all this fancy stuff, but these are stories, right? The stories that we tell to our customers. Now we want to do something concrete, something that we can hold, that we can build up our future plans. What are these? Objectives and goals. What are those? What are goals? Your goals for the future, right? What do you want to accomplish in the future? And what are your objectives? Specific short-range target goals. So an objective must be specific, measurable, relevant, attainable, time-sensitive, and challenging. That's what we call, they need to be smart, okay? A smart criteria. If you set an objective to your company, it needs to be specific, okay? Measurable, assignable, relevant, and time-based. What do we mean by that? Let's say that you have an objective of increasing your sales to maybe doubling your sales, okay? In the next year, you want to double your sales. So it's a specific goal, right? I mean, you know what to do. It's a specific goal. It's not like creating an environment of beauty, creating an inspiration environment, creating an innovation environment that helps people, environment. It's not like that. It's specific. You want to double your sales. Good, very good. Can you measure this? This year you sold 10,000 products. Next year you want to sold 20,000 products. Measurable, yes. Is it assignable? Assignable means assigning that objective, that the responsibility of the objective to someone. For example, I am saying that Ali is responsible from this sales. He is our sales department's manager, and I assign it to him. Ali, you need to increase our sales to double them next year. And there could be many details, right, behind this objective, like projects, action plans. I mean, how do you realize this? And for each of these specific action plan, you can assign it to someone, to some of your workers. Is it relevant? Yes, it must be relevant. What does it mean relevant? Relevant to your objective of your goal, your company, right? I mean, your company is have a mission, right? It could be relevant to your mission. I mean, you don't need to have objectives which is not your concern, okay? Which is not related to you. And lastly, there must be a deadline, time-based. 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, a month. I mean, when this objective is realized, right? These are very important. What is the difference between an objective and a goal then, right? We see that objectives are specific, quantifiable, deadline, smart, right? We understand that, but what's a goal? A goal is a broader term than objective, right? It's an open-ended statement. What one wants to accomplish with no quantification, no numbers in goals, okay? In objectives, we need numbers, but in goals, generally, you don't need numbers. and no time criteria as well. For example, your goal is increasing your sales. It's a goal, increasing your sale. What is the objective? Doubling them, or reaching $1 million sales, or reaching 10% market share, right? This is the difference between them, objective and goal. One step below the objectives, there are action plans, okay, tactical plans and operational plans. So tactical plans actually lay out actions and allocation of resources to achieve specific short-term objectives. Let's say that we have an objective of doubling our sales, okay, and we have some actions for them. Let's say 10 actions for doubling our sales. We say that Ali will make more advertising. Ayşe will need to produce more, right? Need to plan the production in according to our sales forecast. For example, Mehmet need to deal with the customers, to go to talk to them, to find some new customers. So these kind of actions are listed. This is a tactical plan. And operational plan, actually, how do you operate them? Okay, one step further in detail, very detailed. How will you realize these actions? This is actually start with vision and mission at the top. Okay, it's very the company's let's say perspective you provided to your customers, and then you set your goals, you set your objectives, and then your tactical plans and then operational plans. It's like a goes in under a hierarchy. Organizing, it's the process of arranging resources to carry out the plans. Okay, I mean, we now move on to organizing phase. As you remember, we had planning, organizing, implementation, and control, right? These are the management functions. And now we move on to organizing. So you created your plans. Now you need to make an organization, adapt your personal equipment, everything together to realize these goals. Okay. An organization is generally depends on people. So to realize that there are different levels of managers in a company. So when we talk about managers, don't think only the owners of the company. Don't think only the presidents, CEOs, vice presidents. Okay, these are the top managers. These are their decisions are at the corporate level. In the functional level, in the middle managers that we called, for example, there are managers on marketing, sales, finance, HR department. Okay, actually these are more into that organizing section, right? How they allocate their resources, how they allocate their workers, resources, everything together to realize their plans. And then first line managers, which means supervisors, chefs, foremen, right? In the production, in the actual phase, there's a hierarchy of in the company. We call it management pyramid. So there are different levels of managers in a company. So leading is very important, right? Motivating your workers, influencing them, and making them share your vision, making them share your mission, and contribute to do your plans. I mean, accepting them. I mean, liking them, and working to realize that, to provide their best approach. It's very important. For leaders are very important for people. I mean, there are huge literature on leadership, and actually there are courses specific to the leadership styles. But you need to remember that the connection between people in a company is very important. The company is not only a machine-like organization, right? Someone orders, there are managers, there are hierarchy, workers, first line managers, middle line managers, top managers, and it's like working like a clock. It's not like that. I mean, humans actually consists organizations, businesses and things, and they need to be emotionally, somehow emotionally connected to the company, right? I mean, they want to be a part of this job. They want to like it. They want to love their job, for example. They need to. And a leader can realize this. A leader can make emotional connection with their followers, with the employees. And a successful leader can motivate them. And successful leaders then can lead them to more success. It's very important. And what kind of different leadership styles exist? In very general terms, in very classical terms, in the history, leadership was mostly autocratic, right? What does autocracy mean? Just make decisions and make orders, like in the military, right? No one questioned that. In the military, when your captain, when your sergeant orders you something, you have to do that. I mean, you don't have any comments, you don't have any contribution to that decision-making process, right? This is an autocratic style, and some of the companies still apply this. And democratic leadership means that you delegate your authority, you involve employees in decision-making process. So you, for example, make some meetings with your employees to make important decisions, right? Ask their opinions, and ask their thinking about your plans. And laissez-faire means they don't intervene in the decision-making process, just act as a consultant, encourage employees to share ideas, insights, and opinions. And actually, laissez-faire means almost kind of a no leadership, right? Okay. Research shows that leaders with the best results do not rely on one management style. So you need to use all of them together. Sometimes you need to have autocratic, right? To convince workers to work for you. Sometimes you need to delegate some of your power. You cannot do everything yourself, right? You delegate someone and ask him or her to do your job. And contingency leadership here adapts a leadership style to current business circumstances. Contingency means, what's the contingency? Means the conditions at that time, okay? For example, now I can adapt democratic leadership styles because this times conditions adapt to that, is a fit for that. But sometimes I need to use, in the future, for example, when there's a crisis time, I need to be more authoritative, more autocratic, okay? So this is what contingency means. The conditions change. As you see here, there is a continuum. On the left-hand side, there is a boss-centered leadership. On the right-hand side, employee-centered leadership. Is in the boss-centered leadership is the most common one. The authorities belongs to manager. No one question it. They give orders. Employee do that. And employee-centered leadership, there's a freedom for workers to give their designs, give their decisions, right? And as you see here, there are different leadership styles. In the first, manager makes decision and announce it, no one question. In the second phase, manager sells their decision. They tell their decision and actually they make explanation of their decisions to their employees. Then they present their ideas, invite questions, right? Any question to that? And presents their decisions, but it gives that the subject to change, it's accepted changes. And up to the right-hand point, actually, they permit workers to make decisions. What is coaching? Coaching, taking time with meet with employees, discussing problems, and offering them suggestions, encouragement. Okay, coaching someone, especially when someone starts new in a company, they need maybe coach. Mentoring, an experienced manager, employee who can help guide other employees through the corporate maze means labyrinth. They help employees through the corporate by explaining office politics, serving as role models, and providing valuable advice about how to succeed within organization. These are all exist. And the last phase, controlling. Okay, this is important. You implement your strategy, you organize your resources, and now you need to control if everything is going well, if everything is according to your objectives and goals. Control cycle. First one, set strategic goals, the planning phase, right? Planning phase. And you set your standards. You measure your performance. You compare your performance with your standards and your goals. If they are good, you don't make any change. I mean, you set up some goals, you measure them, and you see that our performance is good. Our performance is as are expected. Okay, no problem. If they are not good, if your performance is below, okay, you need to take corrective action and correct your performance, okay? Find out the reasons. Why couldn't I do that? For example, you set the strategic goal of doubling your sales. You set some standards. You say that I want to sell, let's say, 1,000 units of product to company A, 1,000 units of products company B. Like that, you make a list. And now you are measuring your performance. You ask your sales team, okay, what is our sales? And your sales team make a report to you saying that, let's say you have 10 customers, and for each of them you were planning to sell 1,000 products. They say that for company X, Y and Z, we achieved that, but for the company A, B, C, we couldn't achieve that. We couldn't sell them. So it's a problem, right? I mean, normally you plan to sell these companies, but now you couldn't sell it. So you need to take corrective action. What is the problems? Why these companies are reluctant to buy your products? It's because of you. It's because of your team, your workers, or it's because of that company. How can you correct this performance? Do you need to find new customers? Do you need to convince them? Do you need to make some price cuts, right? What kind of thing? This is what we call a control cycle. And sometimes you need to reevaluate the standards, right? Change the customer group, change the target customer. Total quality management is a concept, guys. It's a philosophy, actually, within the strategic management thinking. It tries to give the customers the optimal level of quality in all organizational activities. So in every organizational activity, I want to provide a quality to my customers. This is what we call total quality management. It directs management focus to 4 key elements. What are those? These: team building, okay, employee involvement, customer focus, getting them feedback, and to serve better them. I mean, to listen to your customers, what are their problems, whether they like your product or not. Benchmarking means comparing to you with your rivals, whether they are better than you. If they are better than you, how can you imitate them? And continuous improvement of yourself. Always you need to improve your quality, your standards. And there are some managerial skills, interpersonal skills. How do you communicate with your people? Technical skills. How do you perform this job? The mechanics of job, right? And the conceptual skills. Top manager's ability. These are, and thinking organization as a whole in the context of his environment. I mean, it's more strategic skills, right? Big decisions. How do you make big decisions? And this is it for today. Okay, any questions about this week's lecture?
Teacher, I want to ask about the quiz.
Okay.
Sure, I think you said we have to review chapter 7 and note 6.
Chapter 6. I wrote chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Oh, I
Chapter 6, the presentation chapter 6, but in your book it could be chapter 7. I mean, it should be on IBM slide, IBM system.
I don't mean a book. I mean the fields you send it to us in.
Okay. The book maybe it could be chapter 7. Yes, the book's chapters are different than my slides because I couldn't find the original book of the slides, so I've given a different version of that book, but it's the same. The stuff is the same, but the edition and the structure of the book is different. Okay, this is why these chapters are not the numbers are the same, but I'm writing it very clearly on the IBUSM. Which chapters you study.
Because I
Yes.
found communication and teamwork.
Yes.
Yes, and the organization in the chapter 7 that I found on platform.
Let me look at that. But before that, let me finish the split course recording, and then we will look at them. Okay. Let me